Media.
Lane Rauscher, proud to be a part of the Winter Olympics. This is KIMA News at 6 with TJ Close, Margy Lynch, Alan Sillence Sports, and Stu Seibel Weather.
Good evening. Topping our news tonight, jury selection is underway in the trial of a Selah teen charged with accomplice to second-degree murder.
Prosecutors say 17-year-old James Burkett handed a gun to George Gilmer just minutes before he shot and killed classmate Zachary Keller in September of 1996. Gilmer was convicted of the homicide last spring and is serving almost 18 years in prison for the crime. Keller and his girlfriend were sitting in a car on the side of a road when Gilmer shot out a window and struck Keller in the head. Meanwhile, jury selection may start within a week in the second trial of Ernesto Rivas. Superior Court Judge Heather Van Nuys declared a mistrial in September for Rivas and James Haggett. The two men faced 12 counts of kidnapping, robbery, and assault. But Van Nuys cited a conflict of interest among several parties involved in the case when she dismissed the jury. She ordered the jail to keep Haggett and Rivas apart at all times. Van Nuys reviewed a motion for dismissal by Rivas' attorney today.
Fire officials say an early morning fire that destroyed a popular Yakima tavern was started by a malfunctioning gas heater. South 1st Street between Meade and Washington Avenues was closed as drivers made their way to work, while fire crews battled the blaze at Boondox Tavern. The fire started about 6:15 and destroyed the back of the building, including $20,000 worth of musical instruments played by the house band every weekend. There is significant smoke damage to the rest of the building. No one was inside when the blaze started, but one firefighter hurt his back entering the tavern, and another was hurt when he fell on the ice.
We arrived to find the rear portion of the building fully involved, and they started an attack, and they had an early collapse of the roof, so they backed out and went defensive. The fire's under investigation right now.
At first, fire officials believe the blaze may have been suspicious, but their investigation led them to a gas heater. Selah and West Valley fire crews were called in to help out.
Yakima police are looking for a man they say kidnapped and raped a woman outside a popular Yakima nightclub over the weekend. A 31-year-old female says she was thrown into a Ford Thunderbird while she waited for a ride outside Johnny's in downtown Yakima Friday night. She says she was criminally assaulted for several hours with 2 or 3 other men in the car before being dropped off in the street at Terrace Heights Drive and Keys Road. That's where she was picked up by a passerby. Police have only a sketchy description of a Hispanic suspect with a blue bandana.
Drive-by shootings, vandalism, crime sprees, Sunnyside officials say no more. Efforts are underway in the town to put a stop to gang violence once and for all. Edna Martinez walks her 2 daughters along the sidewalks in Sunnyside on this cold winter morning. But letting them go outside by themselves is a different story. Martinez fears the gangs in her neighborhood.
Yeah, I live in a bad neighborhood, so I really don't let my kids out to play. Sometimes in the summertime, yeah, but in the wintertime, I don't let them out.
I'm a business owner.
Paul Robbins has also been affected by the increased gang activity in Sunnyside. He owns a barber shop downtown.
But I do have a business here, and I've heard of some drive-by shootings that they just happened to have here on 6th Street not too long ago.
Gang activity isn't new to this small town. In fact, CBS featured Sunnyside in a special on gangs more than a year ago. And residents here say they're tired of the image, and they've had enough. That's why City Councilman Don Vliger decided to do something about it.
Well, I used to work in the schools, and I saw a very small problem escalate to one that concerns the community now.
So Vliger is proposing nuisance injunctions, where neighbors would be on the lookout in an area and identify people causing gang problems. The group would take information to Superior Court judge and get an injunction against the activity. If it were to happen again, the violators could be charged with contempt of court.
We have formed a subcommittee to look at it, and that's how we're going to do it, with the community approach.
Welcome news for residents like Edna Martinez.
A lot better, because everywhere you go, you see them everywhere.
The City Council will discuss the proposal at a meeting tonight.
Yakima Indians need a federal escort before they can visit a burial ground on an island in the Columbia River near Hanford. When they reach the island called Kwach, the visiting Yakimas often find the graves looted by those digging for artifacts. Federal authorities say they have done everything they can, short of fencing off the island with barbed wire and setting up surveillance cameras. The island of Graves is also losing large chunks of land to erosion.
Well, coming up tonight, the snow is causing headaches on the roadways. We'll tell you how the city is coping.
Plus, local high school students are getting some younger kids a head start. We'll have that story. Stay with us.
We're rolling back prices all over the place. Just look for the happy face. Always low prices, always Walmart.
This room will look great. How about this flex steel contemporary style? I could live with that.
Wait a minute, I thought you adored country. Like this flex steel country living room?
Okay. Oh, well, here's the solution. The traditional classics. Now, they never go out of style.
You're right. Flex steel. Furniture we can both live with.
Furniture's beautiful.
Let Marchant Home Furnishings and our Create a Sofa computer show you all the possibilities for the sofa, perfect for you.
1998. Kick it off to a great start by joining Gold's Gym. Join now through January 26th for $25 off the joining fee. Or sign up for Apex, a 12-week weight management program that integrates nutrition, education, and personal training, and pay no joining fee. Aerobics, free weights, treadmills, life cycles, even childcare. Don't miss this opportunity to join Gold's Gym with no joining fee. Right now, Gold's Gym, results for everybody.
In 1901, Mary Harriman saw poverty in her city, and she saw something else, a chance for each of us to make a difference in our neighborhood. When she inspired others to join her to help those less fortunate, it was the beginning of projects to improve the quality of life in America's cities. They were volunteers, the Junior League. For years, Yakima's Junior League has contributed thousands of volunteer hours to make the Valley a better place to live. I'm Margy Lynch.
Providence supports this spirit of leadership in Yakima.
City leaders believe Yakima's new snow removal plan is working well during its first major test.
Crews have been working around the clock since early Sunday morning to deal with snow and other weather-related problems. Reporter Ken Crockett has more on the story.
What a difference a year makes. City crews were ready this time when the snow hit, unlike last winter when it was a bumpy road going down Yakima Avenue. There have been complaints about plowed-in driveways and buried sidewalks, but city officials are generally pleased with the snow removal effort so far.
I think the crew has done better downtown than they did last year because we've put more emphasis on the downtown. During the daytime, snow plowing slows down because there's so many cars on the road that they're gambling on having an accident with those big wide grader blades.
City Manager Dick Zay says a big difference this year is the number of private contractors being used to clear streets.
There are now 9 contractors along with the city crews. Last year we had 3 at this time. I'm sure there's still areas that, that we're not going to satisfy every individual's expectation immediately, but I think we're making a good faith effort at it.
The city of Yakima spent $500,000 on snow removal last year, and things were looking good this winter until the new year arrived and the white stuff returned. In Yakima, this is Ken Crockett reporting.
And snowy and icy conditions continue throughout the Pacific Northwest tonight. The Weather Service says more snow is in the forecast for most of Washington state. 1 to 3 more inches expected in Seattle before the snow turns to rain later tonight. And it's not over yet for Portland residents either. A 40-mile stretch of Interstate 84 in the Columbia River Gorge remains closed because of low visibility and icy conditions. And more freezing rain and snow are due in the Portland area.
Meanwhile, the snow is wreaking havoc on the roadways for those who aren't always careful. Fortunately, accidents were at a minimum in Yakima today, but that wasn't the case when we saw our first blast of snow last month. Yakima police say it's usually the winter's first snowfall that convinces us to prepare our vehicles for the winter. Because this is a dry snow, it's less dangerous on the roadways except at busy intersections.
The ice is kind of compact there. I need to slow down so we don't have more collisions at the intersections and right at the stop signs or stoplights.
Gilling says he can't repeat this message enough. Give yourself extra time when you leave your house in the morning.
We're in a mindset that they can still get to work at the usual speed. Instead of taking a little more time to get to work, they're still using the same amount of time to get to work, even though they don't realize the roads are bad. And that can cause some people to have problems in their driving and maybe some collisions.
And he says many people drive faster going home at night, so that's no time to put the pedal to the metal either.
Well, some local businesses are thriving with this recent snow. The past 2 days, stores were busy with people buying shovels, ice melt, and scrapers. This Kennewick store didn't sell out of any items, but that isn't the same for all the stores suffering through these winter storms.
Right now, we're shipping some ice melt to Yakima, matter of fact, because they're running out. So we're going to try to send them about 210 bags of ice melt, see what we can do for them, and vice versa. They help us out, too.
Professional snow movers were happy to see the snow, which means work for them. This is their second day of work, unusual this late of year. And with even more snow coming in tonight, if you have an activity or event to go to, you should call ahead. Some places have canceled their events tonight.
Frigid temperatures and more snow.
That's
today.
right. It seems like those heaters aren't working well enough. Stu will be here with the forecast next. Stay with us.
Well, it's the new year again, and everyone's busy making resolutions that they'll try but probably won't be able to keep. Another tradition, Fitterer's annual store-wide clearance, truly an event. Yes, Fitterer's Furniture in downtown Ellensburg has specially priced items on every floor for once-a-year savings. As always, you'll still find unsurpassed service and quality, free delivery to anywhere in the state, all of these great benefits, plus great savings. Include Fitterer's at 4th and Main in downtown Ellensburg as one of your New Year traditions. This one you can keep.
For 20 years, Yakima Neighborhood Health Services has been a full-service clinic. Staffed by skilled medical personnel, it offers family practice, internal medicine, prenatal, pediatric, and dental care. All ages, those on Medicare and Medicaid, and most insurances are welcome. For those without insurance, there are discounts. Our extended hours include evenings and Saturdays. If you live in the Yakima Valley, call Yakima Neighborhood Health Services today. Our staff speaks your language.
Statistics show that during this commercial, thousands of viewers will leave their TV sets and use the bathroom. Before you leave, we'd like to remind you that if your plumbing isn't working, Mr. Rooter is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Paul's new boss is a knockout, but why make waves?
Allison? No, she's like 50-something, 50s, you know, whatever, early 50s.
When Trudy gets a look at her, there'll be plenty of stormy weather.
That's exactly why I never said anything about her to you, because I knew you would get upset.
So you did lie?
That's not a lie. I was protecting you.
I would like to punch you so hard right now.
On the next Mad About You.
Your address for certifiable Matt Disc. This portion of the news is brought to you by your friendly Northwest Dodge dealer.
Good evening. We continue to have a winter storm warning in effect for tonight. On top of that 6 to 8 inches of snow we have around the valley, we could pick up another 3 to 5 overnight. And then tomorrow, still a chance of snow. Big question, okay, when's the snow going to end and when are temperatures going to warm up just a little bit? Looks like Wednesday could be the golden day for temperatures to warm up a little bit and snow to maybe even turn over to rain. Should get temperatures above freezing for a change by Wednesday, away from those single digits where we've been stuck. 14 degrees now in Yakima. Ellensburg 11, Toppenish 18, Sunnyside 15, and Grandview now is 16. Our winds are out of the north at 7. Watch out for areas of blowing snow tonight as well. The high temperature this afternoon coming in at a great 16. Low this morning down to 13. Some of the other highs and lows, Ellensburg with a high of 13. Their low this morning, 4 above. 20 for the high at Toppenish, 14 at Sunnyside, 28 degrees at Grandview. Around the Tri-Cities, they made it to 19 degrees, 18 at Walla Walla, only 13 at Pendleton. Snow's pretty common from the Tri-Cities on through the Moses Lake Ephrata area up to Wenatchee, then on over on the west side of the mountains, on into Seattle, where they're picking up some snow. Some heavy amounts of snow still being reported through the Columbia Gorge, 21 inches of snow at Hood River. Windy there, too, with some whiteout conditions. Only 4 degrees above zero right now at Stampede Pass. The moisture coming in from the Pacific is meeting with this cold air that we have locked in place over the Pacific Northwest, and that's been the big snow maker. We have a warmer air mass, though, out here in the Pacific that's going to be headed for Vancouver Island tomorrow. It'll make things a little breezy over on the west side, but they'll start to warm up tomorrow. We'll see some of that warmer air gradually begin to displace the cold air that we have in place here tomorrow night and Wednesday. So we should see some warmer weather come in, even given the fact that we have a stronger storm system that'll be coming in tomorrow night and Wednesday. Should be turning over to areas of rain before it's over with. Tomorrow, though, still pretty messy over the Pacific Northwest and more snow expected in the Cascades. More after this.
A lot of industry experts told us that the passenger side was the best place to add a third door. We got still more advice insisting that the driver's side was the only logical choice. But as you can see, we let it all go right in one ear and out the other. Introducing the new Dodge Ram Quad Cab. See the friendly Northwest Dodge dealer near you.
Winter storm warning tonight. Snow in the area, 3 to 5 inches can be expected overnight. The overnight low down near a chilly 10. Tomorrow we'll see a 40% chance of snow through the day, 13 degrees at 8. Noon 25. The high temperature tomorrow may make it to about 27. Tomorrow night a chance of snow and not so cold as some warmer air comes in, a low of 22. Should warm up to a little bit on Wednesday, up above freezing. Thursday, chance of rain as things warm up. Friday and Saturday will be drying out, but some fog areas. Or up in the Cascades, snow could be expected to be heavy at times tonight and also tomorrow. They're also getting some wind up there, so expect some blowing snow as well as around here in the valley. And we should mention the major highway 84 still remains shut down through the Columbia Gorge.
Got to experience that last night. I had to go through White Pass instead of travel that, which is a good thing I didn't wait for it.
That's right, a long wait.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Stu.
In regional news tonight, Washington state lawmakers braved our snowy roads to start the legislative session today in Olympia. Lawmakers opened the 60-day session at the state capitol. Legislators will consider revisions in the 2-year state budget and debate what they should do with the state's $860 million surplus. Republicans hold majorities in both the House and Senate, but the Democrats hold down the governor's chair. Governor Locke is proposing a gas tax increase for transportation needs and wants more money for education and to combat drunken driving. Because it is an election year, lawmakers will try to keep a lid on large spending increases.
11-year-old Rebecca Ellis died after being thrown from her snowmobile near Lake Wenatchee. Chelan County authorities say the Kashmir girl lost control of the machine and was thrown into a tree as the snowmobile rolled. A passenger had a fractured shoulder and hip. The accident occurred at the Thousand Trail Resort.
The manslaughter trial of FBI agent Lon Horiuchi has been moved to federal court. A judge in Boise today moved the case from Idaho State Court because the incident involves a federal employee accused of conduct that was part of his job. Another judge ruled last week that Horiuchi would have to stand trial for the 1992 fatal shooting of Vicki Weaver during the 11-day standoff at Ruby Ridge. Weaver, her son, and a federal marshal all died in a shootout at a cabin owned by Randy Weaver, who was being sought on weapons charges. Horiuchi's attorneys had sought transfer of the case to federal court. The FBI agent was arraigned today before a federal magistrate in Boise.
Norman Mayo of Bothell won't get a penny from Washington dairymen. That's because a federal judge in Seattle today dismissed Mayo's lawsuit, blaming his 1994 stroke on his addiction to milk. The 61-year-old Mayo had sued the dairy farmers of Washington, seeking compensation and placement of warning labels on milk cartons to warn milkaholics of the danger. Mayo claimed whole milk fats contributed to the clogging of his arteries, which led to his stroke. Mayo now drinks only skim milk. A spokesman for the dairy farmers says milk is not addictive and has not been shown by itself to cause strokes.
So far, a disastrous 9-game road trip for the Sun Kings, right?
Yeah, it has not been the best, but it certainly has been the longest road trip in Sun Kings history. We'll talk about that, plus a little rodeo wrap-up roundup after the timeout.
$4.95. It's real big. Cable install for just $4.95. It's a post-holiday, pre-February, middle of the fiscal year sale. $4.95. A fire sale without a fire. A white sale only better because cable comes in all colors. Cable install for $4.95. It's a huge factory-authorized red line, blue dot, yellow tag, big top 10 sale. $4.95 installation? Call now.
A cable extravaganza.
Did I mention it's a sale? Call and ask for special deals on HBO and Showtime, too.
When you're a quilter, you want the latest designer fabrics. That's why you shop at The Quilter. The Quilter carries all of your favorite fabric brand names, like these 1920s and 1930s reproductions, or Hoffman's hand-dyed batiks, Nancy Martin's Roommates, or the RJR Posy Quilt Fabric Collection, plus Debbie Mum and our Northern Lights fabrics. You'll find all these lines only at The Quilter, located in Union Gap.
A new year, a new opportunity to start fresh, turn over a new leaf, a clean slate, another list of New Year's resolutions. Well, we say burn those resolutions at the Yakima Athletic Club. Group classes or personal training. Spin them in our exclusive spinning classes or shake them in aerobics. Through February 2nd, you can spin, lift, or bounce them for half off the joining fee. So burn it, shake it, spin it, lift it, bounce it, pump it at the Yakima Athletic Club.
Why do people fight? Why do they work so much? Why do people smoke if they know it's bad for them? Why don't more people fly kites? Or climb mountains? Or ride bikes? If you knew that what you did today could change the way you feel tomorrow, would you act differently?
This portion of the news is brought to you by Supercuts.
Welcome back. The road has been rough for the Sun Kings so far. Yakima has lost 3 straight. Trying to snap that slide tonight at Sioux Falls, but so far Mo McCone's men with a 4-point edge. We'll have the final numbers for you tonight at 11. With Pittsburgh out of the playoffs, is it now open season for the Seahawks to steal away a Steeler boss? Denver eliminated Pittsburgh from Super Bowl contention on Sunday. Director of Operations Tom Donahue has been credited for much of Pittsburgh's success in recent years. Hawks reportedly want Donahue as their new GM.
And in many ways, the recognition is a reflection of how people feel about the organization. Secondly, it's embarrassing. I don't like having my name in the paper.
The word is Seahawks owner Paul Allen is willing to sweeten Donahue's $200,000 salary in the Steel City to about $1 million a year to move to Seattle. The official hunt begins later this week to find a new football coach at Davis and a new athletic director at Eisenhower. John Balmer stepped down as the Pirates head coach last month after 3 years as the top guy at Davis. Balmer remains the athletic director, but Greg Gavin, who resigned as head coach at Ike to take over the AD's job there, has changed his mind and is switching back to coaching the cadets.
Actually, this makes it really a lot easier for us because to find 2 qualified football coaching candidates would have been a real challenge, and having Greg come back is a real plus for us. So we just have a big challenge to find one real good coach at Davis High School.
The Davis head coaching position officially opens Friday with hopes of having a new guy on the job by March 1st. The Ike AD spot will open soon with Greg Gavin stepping aside to follow his heart to return to teaching weight training and coaching.
Coaching is always in your blood. The relationship you build with those kids is something that will last forever. And over Christmas, Greg had spoken with some former players, and the death of one of his current players, Mickey Mercy, had a big impact on him, and he reassessed where he was and really the things that he wanted to do, and he really wants to be a football coach, and that's where his heart's at, and that's where he should be, and he's a great person to have there.
They'd like to have somebody already at Eisenhower take over the athletic director position on an interim basis until the end of this school year. Now, I asked Greg Gavin today if he'd be willing to do that. Greg said yes, if it would help out the school district, but that he'd rather step aside as quickly as possible to get back to rebuilding the Eisenhower football program. The Columbia River Rodeo Circuit has crowned its champion in Yakima. They were shining brightly at the Sun Dome this weekend. Top cowboys in the Northwest competing in the PRCA finals. Kennewick's Clint Corey took home the 3-day overall bareback competition title and the season championship. Ellensburg's Chance Dixon easily captured the Saddle Bronc title, earning a berth in the National Circuit Finals at Pocatello in March. And the all-round cowboy this weekend, Brad Goodrich of Hermiston, Oregon. And TJ got an honorable mention in calf roping.
No.
Good job, TJ. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Okay. Well, the results are in, and it's not all good news for students of the Yakima School District. The district has just released scores from a basic skills test given to 4th and 8th graders. The results show Yakima students are doing about the same as the year before, with the most problems in reading and study skills. The district's testing director, Dan Penheligan, says they are working on programs to strengthen those subjects and catch up to other schools across the state.
Compared to other students in Washington, the performance of Yakima students is a little lower than those students. And we're working on bringing those achievement levels up. But there is a difference in the achievement levels of students in Yakima and across the state on the average.
Now, there was some good news for students. Students who have been in the district for more than 4 years showed improvement in reading, language, math, science, and social studies.
Some area high school students are doing what they can to help younger students do well in school. Almost 50 students from the Yakima Valley Technical School have been volunteering their time at Barge Lincoln Elementary. They're part of the HOSTS program, which is designed to give students a little extra help in the classroom, primarily in reading and vocabulary. This is the second year for the program, which stands for Help One Student to Succeed. But this is the first year that older students have stepped in to help. Jose Polito says it's well worth his time.
When I don't come, he is always asking for me, and then plus he's learning how to read much better, and it makes me want to come every single day to just help him out.
Interested in becoming a part of this program, you can call Barge Lincoln Elementary.
Be sure to catch all the news and the latest on the weather and sports tonight at 11.
Tara Thomas joins us now live from the newsroom with a preview. Tara?
TJ Margay, tonight at 11, UN weapons inspectors are going ahead with planned inspections in Baghdad. That's despite Saddam Hussein's opposition. And from Canada, the Northeast, down south to back home in the Northwest, winter weather is leaving its mark. We'll take a look. We'll see you at 11.
A lot more snow tonight, right?
Well, we could pick up 3 to 5 inches additional on top of the 6 to 8 that we have, so it bears some watching and, you know, a little extra time leaving for work in the morning.
Okay, thank you. Stay warm. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Hey, fellas, I think I found somebody. Give me two. She listens, she cares. I mean it. She understands exactly what I want. Details. Well, on Thursday? Yeah. She gave me this haircut at Supercuts.
Come visit our Supercut store located at 110 North Fair and Gateway Center. Haircuts are only $9 and Spanish-speaking hairstylists are available.
Supercuts. It's you.
Each new day brings more new fun. Memories in the making.
Seems like every day the kids just do something that I want to take a picture of.
Every smile's a special one. A treasure for the taking.
I can't wait around for specials. I might miss something important, so I take my film back to Walmart. Their prices are as low as they can be all the time, every day, and they do a great job.
Always great pictures, always low prices. At Walmart.
Oh, Mama, oh, Papa, I'm feeling so down. How can it be there's no milk in this town? Don't give me no baked goods until things get better. My cornflakes are cardboard, cake tastes like a sweater. I'd give anything for that glass of white silk. I'm living my life in this town without milk.
The most important piece of furniture in your home is what you sleep on. Lazy Mattress Company builds only the highest quality mattress sets using only the highest quality new components inside and out. Lazy mattress sets sell for only about 50% of name brand sets sold anywhere. With Lazy, you choose the size, firmness, guarantee, and most importantly, we show you what to look for in quality before you buy. Lazy queen sets start at $2.99. King sets start at $4.99. Offering more for your money every day, Lazy Mattress Company across from Han Motors.
Han Motor Company, proud to be a part of the Winter Olympics.